decades of severe weather experience, here for you when it counts. This is Doc Deason's Weather, live now.
All right, everybody, it is 4:06. We've got a tornado warning now, which has just been issued for folks in Smith County. Weather Service with the storm that prompted severe thunderstorm warning earlier. That has since begun to show at least some signs of tornadic development, and so the Weather Service in Shreveport has gone ahead with that warning. It will include, again, Smith County. We're talking southeastern Smith County, I think, most especially with that. So let's get in and look and see what we're working with here as far as the warning is concerned. The warning itself officially goes until 4:30, so we're at 4:07 right now, and sirens are going off in the city of Tyler as we speak. The warning itself is going to be really for the southern half of the city and then that southern and southeastern part of Smith County. Warning goes again until 4:30. Storm near Tyler moving east at 35. So if you are along, and especially near the South Loop in Tyler, and let's say that those areas south of Loop 323, west of 69. Let's get in here on the velocity and see what we're working with here on this thing a little fast. A lot of lightning in this thing. So I think that's going to probably be let's see here what we're working with.
See if that works any better. Okay, yeah, that'll work better. Velocity showing us what could be some rotation there along Highway 155 would be a potential spot to be mindful of right now. I would say as we will oftentimes talk about the radar coverage here is it can be tough to needle through, and so that makes it more. Makes it more problematic to really be able to tell what it is that we're making out. Let me get this back over here. My apologies. There's what you need to be looking at. Sorry about that. As far as where on 155, I'm saying 155 and the loop at least was the last look at that. West side of 69. Gosh, it's awful muddy in there. Trying to see if we have any other sources that have something visual on this. Got heavy rain here on the south side of Tyler now, near the loop in 69. And lightning on the north near downtown, and also some pretty hefty lightning near and south of Loop 323. So again, the warning officially does include the southern half of Tyler. You guys north side of Tyler, you were not inside the box. It looks like if there's going to be something, it's going to be probably there between 155 and 69 south. But as far as anything that's really definitive, that's tough to call. Halen Tyler, Close to Lindale, Nichols. Okay, thanks, Carrie, for that very much. Sheltered at UT. Thanks, Caitlin. Yeah, you'll have some pretty good hail there on the southeast side of town. Let me get back over to Omega real quick. This will put more landmarks in place for you. So here's the best hail potential here along and just east of 69, between 69 and Paluxy, I would say, if you're going out south off of the loop. Some of that hail potential stretching back towards Flint, Gresham area. So there's nothing that shows up too broadly in here as far as rotation goes, which complicates it because you've got the tornado warning, and I believe we had some reports of some funnel clouds potentially having been seen back when this thing was over Henderson County. I guess that would have been last hour. And officially, the tornado watch box does not include Smith County. But the parameters are still there. We've got a boundary that's coming up into the area, and so there are some things in the mix in the smaller scale environment that will make tornadoes definitely a possibility. About as far north as the southern half of Smith County. The further north you go, the less the severe weather threat is. Further south and especially west you go, then you work with more potential for severe weather issues there. But as it stands right now, again, tornado warning officially till 4:30 for Smith County. I have yet to see anything that talks of a sighting of any nature. So it's a ton of lightning with this thing, though. Okay, so Smith County Weather Service is going to continue with the tornado warning for Smith County. They are going to run that again until 4:30. Storm capable of a tornado over Tyler, moving east at 30. Weather spotters reported a funnel cloud. So they have had a report of a funnel cloud from somebody who would seem to know what they're looking at. So that very well may be the report that I saw earlier out of Henderson County. So that could be what kind of helped to precipitate this. Sirens going off in White House, Josh. Okay, thanks for that. Lots of lightning, yeah, at the EOC, Denise. I'm not surprised. On Spur 248, yeah, that's not surprising at all. The heaviest of the activity is going to be there, kind of on that east side of town now. A little bit better wind here. On the left-hand side, you can see the kind of the brighter greenish colors, and then a few of those, that blue pixel there, right there near Paluxy FM 756. Could be a little bit better signature of some wind. That's what it should infer. Now, the problem becomes how high up the radar beam is by the time it's there, but still, could be something to keep an eye on. Why are the wire sirens going off in White House? I believe, Cheryl, White House is inside the polygon for the tornado. Well, they're actually just north or just south of the polygon for the tornado warning. My apologies. But you've got severe weather storms potentially producing some borderline severe weather just to the west of you guys in White House. So that could be the reason that they went ahead and issued or hit the sirens on that. Weather Service is also going to continue with a severe thunderstorm warning that they have for the remainder of Smith County until 4:30. 60-mile-an-hour winds and up to quarter-sized hail in the area that is not already under the tornado warning. You can see the larger severe thunderstorm warning goes up. It extends up to not too far from Winona, just west of Winona, and then the red box indicating the tornado warning, which is in a more confined space, but does include the southeastern half of Tyler. And then you guys out towards Chapel Hill. I know we heard from some folks who were at the Emergency Operations Center there on Spur 248 getting some hefty rain and storms right now there. And that will pick up before it starts to let up out that way in that southeastern part of town and part of the county. No, I haven't seen anything as far as a confirmed tornado goes. The only thing I've seen was we did have a report of a funnel cloud earlier last hour out in the Henderson County area, out near Brownsboro, I think is where it was. So Weather Service is going to continue with their warning. They are looking at some rotation that they see on the southeast side of Tyler. So let's get back. So, like I said, it gets incredibly muddy in this. So here's 69. There's downtown Tyler. So I think they're looking over here, southeast side of Tyler, just outside the loop, potentially. Definitely some better wind. South of 64. East of 69. And in addition to that, you got the hail as well. So 419 tornado warning for Smith County till 4:30. That's why we hopped on here. Still got moderate to heavy rain here near the Broadway Square Mall at our place. Pea-size hail at TJC. Thanks, Karen, for that. I appreciate that. You bet, Kelly. Glad you're here. Sirens going off in ARP, Loretta. Thanks for that. Yeah, Kristen, I bet the lightning is pretty crazy over there in the woods. Tornado warning ended for Smith County. No, it does not end until 4:30. Hail at Spur 248 in the loop, Jim. Thanks for that. Thanks, Tiffany. Hail in White House, Micah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Chris, you had to pull over in that rain. It'll be letting up here in Tyler here pretty quick. Let's get back so we can show you that. You guys in downtown Tyler, western half of Tyler, you're okay here. I think whatever we have is going to be out here, probably getting, I think it's east of Biloxi now, generally heading out towards Chapel Hill, it looks like. I would say the best potential for something's probably going to be here with these weaker returns, if there is something there. That'll be south of 64 and getting just east of 110 now, heading out towards Chapel Hill. Yeah, Weather Service also just said rotation from our Smith County storm is heading towards Chapel Hill. So that, I think they're looking at the same thing I'm looking at, and that is this. I think this area right here, near Old Omen Road. Here's University. So you got University Boulevard, Old Omen, so UT Tyler out in this area. I think this is just south of UT Tyler, kind of south. Yeah, just call it southeast of UT Tyler. That's going to be moving in this general direction. Okay. So you folks in Chapel Hill along 64, let's be taking those tornado precautions. And when we're talking about those, we're talking about centermost part of the building or the structure that you're in. Want to be on the lowest floor. Small interior rooms are better. I don't like large gymnasiums or big auditorium situations like this. Anything that has a long roof line to it, I'd rather you be in something smaller and a little bit more secure. And bathtubs are nice. Heavy blanket, grab that, throw it over the top of you. And hop in there. If you got got a helmet, that's great. Put that on the kids, and be sure you have shoes on as well. Okay, we want to avoid windows. Obviously, that's the weakest part of the structure. Other things to keep in mind. Again, those large open rooms like gyms and places that are like auditoriums, things of that nature. We don't want to take shelter. We do not want to take shelter under an overpass. Vehicle's not a good option unless you're heading away from the tornado and you know the direction the tornado is going and you know you were going away from that. Evacuate mobile homes, and obviously, again, shoes and helmets are of particular importance, especially the shoe part of that. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Again, the warning, another 7 minutes for Smith County for the tornado warning. I don't have anything that yet as far as an extension on that, but I think they will eventually probably extend this thing. Since this thing is still going to be in the county by 4:30 unless it shows some signs of dissipating. Tyler, you guys are clear now in the city proper inside the loop. Okay. Sirens going off in troop. Okay, thanks for that, Nicole. 4:24 now. So we got Spotter reporting some small hail, less than a quarter inch. So you're probably talking peas there in White House back about 9 or so minutes ago. So let's look back at this thing and see if we can make anything more out on it. There's not a ton there. So we'll see what they decide to do, if they just do an extension of the severe thunderstorm warning or if they go with the tornado warning. Yeah, they're going to go new severe thunderstorm warning for Smith County, it looks like. Let's see here. And by the way, NOAA Weather Radio is back up. It was down this morning and a good chunk of the day. They had a phone line issue with that they were able to get straightened out. So of all the days to not have NOAA Weather Radio, today was not one of the days to be dealing with that, all right? Let's get this, we'll get this new warning spun up here and talk about that here just in 1 second, all right?
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, severe thunderstorm warning till 5:15. That'll cover southeastern Smith, northwestern Rusk, and southwestern Gregg County. 4:24, weather service with a storm 7 miles east of Tyler to near Troop, going east at 30, 60 mile an hour winds and quarter-sized hail with that. Again, tornado is possible with it. But at least at the moment, looks like the Weather Service is going to let the tornado warning expire, and they're going to carry this further down the stream with a severe thunderstorm warning. So that's good. We got 4 minutes more on the tornado warning officially, so we'll leave that bug up on the top, but understand that unless that rotation shows some sign of increasing, that they're going to let that thing, they're going to let that drop here in a little bit less than less than 4 minutes, okay? But again, the line of, or the cluster of storms, we'll put a loop in place here for you. And let's see here if we can make that. May have to restart that one. So let's do this here. We'll do it on radar scope instead. It's pretty good hail potential down there. Well, let's do this too first. Hold on. Before we start talking too much, let's switch our radar sources. Okay, so here's our line, kind of our leading edge of that cluster, I should say. So some hail there near Chapel Hill, and then some additional hail between White House and Troop, closer to Troop. That's 110 right there that comes into Troop. So you guys in ARP, you're going to have some pretty decent hail potential. I would estimate, again, nickels to quarters in that. The warning was issued for up to quarter-sized hail. So hail, Chapel Hill area, then a break, and then some additional hail east of White House, southeast of White House, better said. So take 110 from White House to Troop. You got some hail there, north side of Troop, kind of there, almost midway between 110 and 135. Let's let this thing spin back up. So P's in Chapel Hill just reported, so that makes sense. Looks like, honestly, the better hail potential is going to be down there closer to Blackjack, north side of Troop. Okay. So it's 346. Then some spotty, probably a few quarters mixed in there, but I would bet a lot of dimes to nickels now east of Chapel Hill along 64 and between 64 and 850. Okay. But you guys on the west side of ARP, you get some pretty good wind coming your way and that hail potential as well. So I don't want to undersell that. You can see that coming right there between Troop and ARP, 135, west of 135. Small hail, Mount Sylvan, lots of lightning and cloud to ground. Okay, good. Thanks for that, Judith. Roads are flooded over there near Golden Road Park. Okay, thanks, Rihanna. I think I know the area you're talking about, probably near McDonald Road. All right, 4:30 now. So Weather Service has allowed the tornado warning to expire. So we're left with severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Smith County. This does not include Tyler. This is really kind of for that eastern, southeastern quarter of the county, maybe, if you want to call it that. Maybe not quite that much, but southeastern part of the county. We'll say that. We got showers and some thunder back north, northeast, north of Highway 80 up to the east of Gilmer. Nothing severe there in that. That all just looks like kind of garden variety stuff. As you get north of the interstate, the air mass up in this area is not nearly as amped up, I guess, as it is the further south you go. And so we're going to be watching the area really south of I-20, that southern part of Smith County this evening, as additional storms try to come in and mix in with the better moisture that we've got to work with. And there's going to be a boundary, a little warm front that's going to be situated somewhere south of Interstate 20 that could also help to enhance tornado development later on in the evening. So this is not by any stretch the end of the show. This is kind of the potential, I guess you'd call it like a opening act, so to speak, for that. And when you look back out southwest, you can see these red polygons out north side of Waco. So those are tornado warnings out there. So those storms are still yet to make their way into our area. But for now, a lot of lightning in there. You can see the individual markers indicating where lightning's at. So these storms we've had good lightning throughout the day. Had a good last night, and so that's something that we'll continue to work with in this kind of a setup. Looks like a little bit better hail presentation there, north side of Oman. Again, that's west of ARP. So we're going to keep an eye on this area out near ARP. We'll sit here on this for just a little bit. Yeah, that's some better wind signature there, south side of ARP right now. So we're going to watch this area here. Let's just kind of hang here for a little bit. And this will be east of 135, south of ARP. Seeing some much better wind in there, if nothing else. But we do have some signs. I think we have some rotation there, south side of ARP. It doesn't mean we have a tornado, but it does mean there's something there that I would like to see another couple of scans before we just up and discard the whole thing. So yeah, so this south of ARP. If you guys are in ARP or south of the city of ARP, let's be ready to take some tornado precautions should something become more definitive here on the radar. Or I know we've got I know Michael Searcy is out in that area, so I know we've got a good set of eyes there at least nearby to take a look at that. See how the next radar scan, the new scan comes in and it just goes to pot. So we'll have to wait and see what it is that we're dealing with here. So we're 435. We've got severe thunderstorm warning is all we have in place for the moment, and that is going to be for southeastern Smith County. That'll include also extreme southern Gregg County. That does not include Longview, but it does include the city of Henderson and kind of that northwestern, we'll call it, quarter or so of Rusk County. You guys, southern part of Rusk County, are not involved in any warnings at this time. This is the only warning we have in the area. In fact, Smith County nor Henderson County, or Rusk County, not even in the tornado watch at the present time. That only includes folks in Henderson County and Anderson County. So we'll see kind of how things trend. But for the moment, these storms are getting pretty active pretty fast, and which is kind of the environment that we thought we would see. We had just expected the more volatile environment to be a little bit more broad in its coverage of East Texas and not quite as confined along and south of I-20, which is kind of where it is now. So that's that's kind of where things are. Rain's wrapped up pretty much in Tyler. I'm hearing reports of some flooding in different locations around Tyler from the heavy rain, which is shouldn't be surprising. But I did see, with as much rain as we have in the area creeks and whatnot, drove across a couple of, or one of them in particular today on 69 down there north of the 346 crossover south of Tyler, and that creek on the north side of 346 was really high. And so I can't imagine what we put into the water and into the ground here within the last hour or so, what that did to kind of exacerbate problems. So Weather Service continuing the severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Smith, Rusk, and Gregg County. Looks like they have upped the potential on the hail size now to, looks like golf balls. Yeah, okay. So I'll tell you where that's going to be. That's going to be right along 64, south of 850. So here's Chapel Hill, further to the east on 64. Heading towards ARP. I bet you there's some golf balls in there. And I bet you there are at least some quarters. If the radar will update. Let's go back to radar scope then. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So that'll be down here east of Troop. Could be some golf balls in there, I bet. 71 dBz. Yeah, there'll be something down there along 15. Going out east of Troop. Mostly quarters, but some golf balls in there, I bet, too. And then again, back up here along 64, west of 246. County Road 246 crosses out there. So if you're in that immediate area, that's where it's going to be. Dimes and Troop, Roxanne. Okay, thanks for that. Halen and Art, Penny. Okay. Let me know if you can, Miss Penny, if you have an estimate on how big the stones are. So we're at 4:39. Severe thunderstorm warning until 5:15 for southeastern Smith, northwestern Rusk, and southwestern Gregg County. Up to golf balls potentially in the strongest part of these storms. Yeah, Kelly, that's the same storm. Golf balls. Okay, Penny. Thank you. Wow. All right, I'm going to send that along then. You bet, Denise. All right, so new scan, best of the hail now getting east of 64, north side of 64, northeast. This would be north side of ARP. Overall hail production looks better, although the size of the stones, the latest scan doesn't look quite as impressive. So I guess that's some better news there. Still that 70 dBz pop down there east of Troop. So that's about to scoot over across the county line and get into Rusk County. So that's going to be east of Troop, east of 135, south of 64. Tyler's fine for now. We're A-okay here. The real show is off southeastern part of the county now. Yeah, Carlise, Chapel Hill, you guys are okay from that tornado. The warning was allowed to expire at 4:30, and the worst of that weather has gotten off to the east of you now. So you guys are A-okay there. Still got some moderate rain and maybe a little bit of lingering lightning, but the best of that, the most intense part of that is going to be east of you now. Okay. Yeah, Joe. I mean, storms later on this evening. That'll be something we'll have to watch. We've got storms that are out west of us as we speak right now. We'll just hit that while we got a second. So here's the Fort Worth radar showing there's 2 tornado warnings and then a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings out there. Northwest of Waco. These storms are spinning good. Look at that. So this environment out here is a bit more unstable than the one we've got along and especially north of I-20 here in East Texas. See this guy out here too near Stephenville. That thing's spinning like a top too. So we'll be watching these storms will be coming our direction later on this evening. Now, whether they're tornadic by that point, maybe so, maybe no. I think a lot of this stuff is going to congeal into one larger mass and then sweep across the area, and it'll become more of a wind concern as they do that. So that's going to be something that we'll be watching for this evening. But again, that's way west of our area, south of Dallas and Fort Worth, and yeah, Dean, I think most of those are going to slide just south of you guys. I don't think the air mass there is going to be capable of doing much more. You'll probably have a few hailers potentially that far north, but the bigger concern, the juicier air mass is going to be just south of you guys. If you saw earlier today, Storm Prediction Center, they trimmed the severe weather outlook considerably due to the fact that we lost some of the momentum with that warm front that was supposed to get up closer to and even north of I-20 this afternoon. And so as we lost that piece, had we move that piece off the table for the northern half of the area, that also forced the severe weather threat to be trimmed back somewhat. But and as I posted earlier this afternoon, I did not want the people in Smith County to sleep on this, because I think we'll have still potential for severe weather, and we've seen that now as far north as Tyler with the hail that we had and the tornado warning that we had earlier on. So, but as you move north of the Interstate 20 corridor, severe weather overall, the threat will diminish, and we'll still be dealing with some rain and whatnot, but not as much on the severe scale. You can tell this thing there's a lot of movement in that. Yeah, that's trying to be sure I can get my picture out of the way so you can see what it is that we're talking about here. Yeah, there's some pretty good rotation in there right now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the Weather Service is seeing that same thing. That's a lot more concentrated area of rotation there. South of 64. I believe this right here, I think, is the Rusk County Airport. Yeah, west side of Henderson. Yep, that's it. So if you are west side of Henderson near the Rusk County Airport, There's 79. I think FM15 is, there's 42. So this will be FM15 right here. 13. Okay, 13. I'm sorry. So 42, 13, you're the kind of the Carlisle area. Okay, if that gives you some kind of markers. That's something to keep a close eye on there. Oh, wow, Jason. Baseball's in Cisco, huh? I'm not surprised to hear that. Hope they're okay. Saw some big storms out that way when I lived out there. Peas and Overton Gale. Okay, thanks for that. Let's see here what we've got on. So we're at 447. No tornado warnings out at this time. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Rusk County as well as southeastern Smith and extreme southwestern Gregg County. The real severe weather, though, is really not in Gregg County at all. It's really kind of straddling the Smith and Rusk County line right now. I know we've got spotter in the area of this storm, so this will be something that will be watched, fortunately, really close. So a lot of hail there. Yeah, there's a sizable wind threat here developing along Highway 79. This will be southwest of Henderson. Okay, you can make that out here. I mean, the radar's showing some, greater than 100 mile an hour pixels in here, which is definitely get your attention. You got you got a lot of wind in here. If nothing, I think you got some rotation in here, and this area along 79 southwest of Henderson, I think we need to be in our safe spot here right now. This is an area that needs to be watched really closely. And I know the folks in Shreveport are looking at that. They're looking at winds. Again, what we're looking at here on the right-hand side of the screen are the winds. We're looking at the same piece of real estate, the reflectivity on the left and the winds on the right. Okay. You can see my little marker in here showing 85 mile an hour blowing in towards the radar, 86, 77. And then you've got some winds that are, seem to be blowing back away from the radar side. So, there's 104 right there. Now, is that getting to the ground? Hard to say. But there is an awful lot of wind in there, and looks to be some wind that's blowing in opposing directions in really close proximity to each other. So that's what makes me most concerned. And you can see that moving, kind of crossing 79 there at this time. So this is passing. This is going to pass south of Henderson. All right, so Weather Service is going to they're up in the ante on this hail, which is not hard to believe at all. First off, they're going to cancel the Gregg County part of the warning, which is not hard to believe either, as well as the southeastern Smith County part. But the warning remains in place till 5:15 for northwestern Rusk County. Storm located along a line extending from near Overton to Turnertown, going east at 30. Baseball sized hail now and 60 mile an hour winds possible. Train spotter reported golf balls and ARP. And so they're going to continue with that potential for those baseballs in Rusk County. So that's going to be... let's take some of this off here real fast so we can give you heads or tails of what it is we're looking at. So they're going to clear out the warning for Smith County, and this will just include Rusk County. So anywhere from golf balls to baseball is possible there with that. And this is heading towards the city of Henderson. The hail potential is. Whatever rotation is there, I think, is on the south side of Henderson, which is pretty typical with these things. Usually you'll have your hail on the north side and your tornado potential south of that. Yeah, Raven, there could have been some rotation earlier, but that is long since gone from Tyler. We're clear on that front now. I can't even tell that it's hardly even raining here at my location. So we're 456. We've got the severe thunderstorm warning for exclusively Rusk County now, and that'll be until 5:15. Up to baseballs in that. This will be something that's going to be an issue for the city of Henderson proper. So you guys in Henderson just need to button up. We had some significant hail last night in the Jacksonville area. I had hail covering the ground, and I'm guessing a lot of quarters in there, and probably some bigger stones than that. But at least for now, the hail potential in this thing will be anywhere from golf balls to baseballs. So that's going to be southeast of New London. Okay. There's 323, 64. West, along and west of 259 on the north side of Henderson. And then this additional pocket down southwest of Henderson on 79. All right, so let's see. All right. Let's see what we have here.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning. This will be for southwestern Panola County, central Rusk, and northwestern Shelby County. This is for these storms that are in the Henderson area right now. They're going to go ahead and kind of push this thing further southeast. 2-inch hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds possible. Golf ball hail reported earlier with this storm, and so this is the one over Henderson right now. This thing will continue scooting off to the southeast at about 40 miles an hour. So significant, looks like quarters to golf balls in the Henderson area proper at this time, kind of like what we talked about here for several minutes now. We've been kind of trying to give you a heads up on that. But we've had confirmation of that, and further confirmation of it, and also now the additional warning, which will take the kind of the alert process further downstream into Panola County. Carthage, you guys are on the north or on the eastern edge of this, I guess, eastern edge of the polygon. That'll get down into extreme northwestern Shelby County. Hail marble to golf balls, downtown Henderson, Donna. Okay, thanks for that. Hey, thank you, Joseph, man. Thanks for being here. Lots of hail in Henderson. And I'm betting that the Weather Service is going, it looks like Storm Prediction Center is thrown out a meso discussion. I wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and lean into some kind of an additional watch for the southern counties of East Texas, the central and southern counties, in light of how this thing has been able to hold itself together. And they're starting to give some signals that could be a possibility. Before you have the watch box actually be issued, they will issue, the Storm Prediction Center up in Norman will issue what's called a meso scale discussion, and they'll outline a particular area. They'll show you where they're concerned, what they're concerned for, and if they don't expect to issue some kind of a watch box. Right now, we've only got 2 counties in the watch, and that's the tornado watch, which includes Henderson County and Anderson County. Does not include Houston County, but it includes everybody back other side of 45 and 35, and that goes until later on this evening. The question mark has been, what is this front going to do? How much moisture are we going to have to work with out here across central and southern parts of East Texas? And so, and how far north will that moisture extend? If you were with us earlier when we first started here back an hour or so ago, we talked about how the boundary got held up a little bit, so it didn't look like it was going to make quite as far northward progress as it had been expected to make, and so that caused Storm Prediction Center to start to trim back their overall severe weather risk outline, which I think we posted on that, was at about 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon. We updated you on that. But as it stands right now, I think with the environment that we're seeing, what it's capable of doing based on real-time observations, that's probably going to result in some kind of a watch box for a good chunk of the area, because we've got additional storms out to the west. I don't see any reason why those things don't continue to show further signs of ramping up as they go east, or maintain intensity as they go east out of central Texas. So we'll wait and see on that. Let me see if we have. Let's see here. Risk of damaging winds and hail. $500 to 1,000 joules along and north of the boundary. Strong updraft. 50 knot effective shear. Damaging wind gust, large hail. Severe risk of on downstream. Warm sector storms known are developing north of Houston. Yeah, so they're going to continue to mull over some kind of a watch box for a good chunk of East Texas. So don't be surprised if we have something issued for that in the next, hour or so. Big hail south of Henderson, Dina. Okay. I haven't seen anything as far as tornado in Henderson proper. Deanna, the only thing I've seen some pretty dang good rotation, but I haven't seen anything that would indicate something has made its way down to the ground. And the rotation back in that area doesn't look nearly as pronounced as it did 10 to 15 minutes ago. So we're at 5:06. We'll hang here for a little bit longer. That is a lot of hail going on in the Henderson area right now. although the overall look of it is not as impressive as it was, at least from the radar's perspective, as impressive as it was, let's say, 10 to 20 minutes ago. So there is some good. That's encouraging in itself. Let's see if we can. Ingrid says it's pretty unbelievable there in Henderson. Good night. I hate to hear that. So the good news is we've got. Hey, Sue Ray. The good news is we don't have. It looks like the overall strength of the storm that we did within the 20 minutes or so back, whether that be from an overall hail production standpoint or rotation. There's still some good quarters to golf balls. It sounds like still coming out of this thing, and so that itself is enough to do plenty of damage. I got caught in a hailstorm at Vicksburg about a month ago, coming back from a weather conference, and man, just a couple of close to golf balls, and it is hard to describe just how impressive that is to see, even just a few of them. But the torrential rain and the wind and just a couple of those things, quarters are impressive enough themselves. But when you're talking golf ball and what sounds like potentially they had even maybe a few, a few tennis ball sized stones potentially in there. That's just, that's hard to get your head around. So the warning itself again continues to another 36 minutes. So that gets us to 5:45, up to 2-inch hail possible anywhere really in this purple area. This is where the hail's at. This stuff out here is just, garden variety showers and whatnot. But the real meat is down here near Henderson and back to the southeast and due east along 79. If you are in any of these areas here that are under the purple shading, inside this purple shading, that's where the issues are going to really be concentrated at. And it's been consistent looking that way too for the last half hour at least. Okay, thanks, Penny. Wow. All right, I got some videos in here from Ingrid. So let's see here. How are we going to get these over? I'll take these. I'm going to upload these. And then I'll send, oh, wow. Yeah, that's impressive. So hang in there just a minute. Dropbox. All right. So let's grab these. Yeah. So we'll just move all this stuff together. And so let's get back here then, as we just kind of play ball here on the fly. And let's see here, we'll go back. We get this. Video 1. Okay. Hold on. Video 1. All right. Ingrid sent me this. Look at that trash can going down the street. Look at that. Thanks to Henderson for sending me this picture. See that trash can going down the street? Oh, man. So there's one. And I think we've got another one that she sent. So let's go up here and source video. And we'll go video here. Another shot from Ingrid. You can make out the hail there, kind of that white. It's all collected there. Wow. Again, Ingrid sent that out. I think this is Ingrid from Henderson. I'm looking at this at the same time you guys are, so goodness gracious. Okay, so back on the radar. Hail doesn't look as strong or as pronounced. The overall hail signature here doesn't look as pronounced as it did. So that's a good trend. We do have some stuff that's trying to refire over Smith County. Nothing severe at the moment, but we do have some stuff that's starting to kind of try to bubble up a little bit more. Marbles in Henderson right now, Paige. Okay, thank you for that. Video Rhonda was from Henderson. So get some showers. I've heard a couple of rumbles of thunder here in Tyler in the last 3 to 4 minutes. That's probably for these guys down here near Bullard. Doesn't look nearly as impressive as what we have seen in other areas, but in the environment that we're in, I think we'll see, and you can tell these guys are trying to get themselves more organized. You can see expansion and overall coverage, so that'll be something to watch. But at the same time, the bigger thing to grab your attention is this guy down here southeast of Henderson now, heading over towards Gary City. Yeah, you can hear a lot of thunder here now from South Tyler. Weather Service issuing an aerial flood advisory for Panola as well as Rusk County until 8:30. So that's kind of a precursor, I guess, to a flash flood warning. Oh wow. Okay. I'm good. Thank you. So I got some more videos and pictures in here from Henderson. So let me try and let me get back here. Sorry about that. Still trying to get accustomed to some of these things where I can throw these videos and pictures in for you. So let me try to, yeah, there you go. So I'm going to upload some additional pictures and videos for you. Wow. Burles collision, Henderson. All right. Good grief. Okay, so I'll send this one up the chain. Dropbox. All right, so I'm going to show you some more of what's going on in here. So we'll pull these guys out. Draw that out. Draw that one out. And we'll draw that one out. All right, so we're done. IMGs 74. All right, so let's get back in here and throw a couple more videos for you. And we will do this one here, which I have not seen. Okay, this is from Henderson, so this is Michael Searcy sent this over. It's a lot of hail and a lot of water. These stones too. So there's video number 1. And let's pull up video number 2. This is this is again from Henderson. So I seriously set this up. It's That's impressive. And then I wanted to show you this one too. I'm just going to look at this picture here. Oh, holy smokes. So that's Michael sent me. That's from Burroughs Collision over near Henderson. Look at that. I can't tell if it's fog. It looks like you got some fog after the hail. You'll have the fog sometimes after a big hail dump like that in a humid environment like this. That's impressive though. Wow. So that's also from Henderson earlier on. So thanks to Michael. Thank you, man, for sending that stuff over. Goodness gracious. So back on the radar, this stuff again continues to look weaker. The overall hail production, I think, is going to be down significantly from what it was. A lot of windshields and skylights out there. Power's out, it sounds like, also across the southern half of the city of Henderson. And that's probably going to be the case further south and east as long as this thing was able to kind of hold itself together. There's still some potential for hail there south of 79, east of Henderson now. It'll be east of 259. Okay, take 259 out of Henderson and go to Knack. So kind of in that triangle between 79, 259, and 315, kind of in that area there, that pocket. Okay, you guys who live in that area know what I'm talking about. So this will be north on Enterprise. I need to restart Omega. So we did have a report of up to tennis ball sized hail in Henderson proper. Good night. Whew. That'll do the damage for you right there. So pull this radar Omega back up. So still some decent hail there south of Chapman. It does seem to be holding itself together, doesn't it? So the best hail south of 79, west of that'll be I always get that confused there. I think that's south of 79, east of 259. Looks like this thing is trying to get itself a little bit more organized again in these last couple of scans. Yeah. So the warning itself, the severe thunderstorm warning, will continue for what'll be quickly turning into southwestern Panola County. And once this thing clears out of Rusk County, the Weather Service will be able to cancel that portion of the warning. But if you are there in southwestern Panola County, Long Branch, Clayton, Dotson, Lake Merval, that's especially so. This thing seems to be trying to kind of regenerate itself or kind of recycle, and so you've got more hail potential there than we did 5-10 minutes ago. And it's a good time to say again, our folks at Rose City Roofing help us out with this page, and do want to mention them. Their contact info there on the bottom of the screen if you have need of some help with kind of estimating what's going on with your particular roof. I know a lot of folks get nervous about this kind of stuff. I can't speak highly enough of those guys. Give them a holler, contact numbers, and web address on the bottom of the screen, and thanks to them for helping out with doing this today. Normally we don't hang for severe thunderstorm warnings garden variety stuff. But with the hail having done what it has done, and with the potential still on the table for other damage, we're going to hang here and just kind of watch this transpire and hopefully help to give some people down the line a little bit more heads up as to what's coming at them. Looks like the biggest of this hail will pass south of Carthage. So you guys in Carthage proper, you're okay. You guys south of Carthage, that's another story. Okay, especially southwest of Carthage along 315. This hail core will be crossing there probably in the next 20 or so minutes, I bet. Temps at 58 here at the house. Peas and Tatum. Okay, thank you for that, Sue. Appreciate that. That's impressive in itself. Just shows you what the environment's capable of doing if you've got pea-sized hail that far north, away from the core of this. Showers and some thunder still into Smith County right now, southeastern Smith County, south central and southeastern Smith County. A little bit of lightning in there. I haven't heard much thunder, though, in the last 5 to 10 minutes. We had kind of an uptick in that, and then it seems like it kind of fell off somewhat. So we're 528, coming up at 529. Severe thunderstorm warning will continue until 545. This will include southwestern Panola County, northwestern Shelby County. You guys are officially in the box. We'll see how this thing acts, and if it continues to maintain its intensity, then that could be a problem for you guys there in Shelby County here, in the next 35 to, 50 minutes or so. But this hail is definitely reconstituting itself back up towards Pine Hill now. So it's 1798, 2867. So we're southeast of Chapman, right there along the county line between Rusk and Panola County. So this core kind of straddling that at the moment. Wow. Okay. I'm going to show you this that I just got from Ingrid. Ingrid Pino just sent me this picture out of Henderson to give you some kind of idea as to what has just gone through that area. Wow. That'll get your attention right there for sure. So thanks Ingrid for sending that along. Really appreciate that. If you have pictures, that you'd like to forward along to me, let's do this real fast, okay? So thanks again, Ingrid, for that. You don't see that kind of hail around these parts too often. It's not unheard of, obviously, but we don't do as much of that. Let's first off hit our social media handles there real fast. Twitter, we're on YouTube. We stream live to YouTube only when we do severe weather coverage. That's really the only time we interact with YouTube as far as the weather side of things goes. But it is a nice way to be able to get into people's homes. It's a nice way to be able to get up on your TV, and we can stream that. A lot of folks have TVs now that can do web streaming, and a lot of folks watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. So it's a convenient way to help out with that. Obviously, people can throw stuff from their Facebook page up to their television, but the YouTube gives a cleaner way of doing that. Obviously, we're on here on Facebook and also on Instagram. If you have something that you would like to send me picture-wise, and you want to just do that through the old school email way, let's see if we can do that. That's not what we want to do. Let's do this here, and let's see if we can throw that email address up for you real fast, just to make that easier. I think we have that. Well, I don't know that we do. Let's see. Email address is doc@docdeason.com. doc@docdeason.com. Let's pull the ticker off real fast. All right, yeah, there's the email, doc@docdeason.com. If you have pictures of hail, from whether hail or lightning or anything that you thought was impressive today that you've seen, throw that along. I would love to see it. We can pass it along if we have time. And just a good way to kind of get stuff to me. I know a lot of folks have started sending pictures and emails to me through the Facebook, but you can also do that if you want to just throw it from your email program yourself straight to me. doc@docdeason.com is the easiest way to do that, and then we will be happy to pass that stuff along. And we, again, thank you for doing that and sending those pictures along. That helps us. It helps the people at home, helps the Weather Service in their assessment, because they're going to get deluged with insurance claims. And one of the things that they can use in helping with that process is the pictures, or are the pictures of hail and things that happen on the ground. So it gives them ground truth of what's happened and further evidence to pass along to insurance companies and the like. So it's a great thing. You can do that. Consider that kind of a public service if you do want to send those along, because I'll be glad to get those to the Weather Service, and hopefully that helps everybody out in the process. So we're watching at 5:35. The worst of the hail is out of Henderson now, well south and east of Henderson. There was a lot of damage in Henderson and the city proper. We tried to give you a heads up and warning on that before it got into town. We had some decent hail southeast side of Smith County earlier on, and that is, that's kind of the day that we're in here, as far as what we expected to be a stormy day. And the hail production has been a bit more pronounced, I think, than we'd expected it to be. We expected the potential for some tornadoes, and these smaller clusters of storms are the ones that are going to have the potential to do more hail as we go into the evening hours tonight, and stuff begins to kind of coalesce into a larger mass of storms. That's when the wind potential begins to become more of a player. And so the modes of and things we have to concern ourselves with will change somewhat as we go through the evening hours tonight. Weather Service is going to continue with their severe thunderstorm warning for Panola, Rusk, and Shelby counties until 5:45. They're now calling 1 3/4 inches. So what is that, about golf balls? In this storm here, southwest of Carthage, this is where the main concern is going to be. So Long Branch along 350 and going southwest out of Carthage. If there's going to be quarters to golf balls, this is where it's going to be at. South of 79, well southwest of Carthage. So the hail potential there in Carthage is minimal, but it will continue to. It looks like it. There's a pretty good little notch going in there. So there's probably some decent rotation in that also as well, but nothing that's the Weather Service is looking at as far as tornadic concerns go at the moment. So that's good. Hey, Amy Knight, golly. Good to hear from you, ma'am. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, pretty nasty Marshall Hallsville area. Yeah, you guys are okay though. Up into Marshall, just a lot of heavy rain and some lightning, but that stuff there is subsevere. So at least for the time being, so that's good. Thank you, Amy. Good to hear from you. All right, so I'm going to look at this real fast. Just see what's cooking over here. Yeah, you got see a little notch. It's real broad, but there's definitely, you can see it rotating around an axis here west of Gary City. This not surprising. Nothing that looks imminent, problematic for tornado, but it does definitely show some rotation in there, southwest of Gary City. All right, let's bring another warning in here real fast.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, Weather Service with new severe thunderstorm warning. Southwestern Panola, we'll call it southeastern Rusk, northeastern Nacogdoches, and western Shelby County. That's going to go till 6:15. Storm capable, let's see here. Severe storms located along a line from 6 miles southwest of Beckville to 9 southeast of Pine Hill to near Timpson to near Garrison to near Treywick. Moving southeast at 35. So we $50 sized hail there in that. So they've backed the hail size off, which is good, and that makes sense based off what we've seen from the radar. Doesn't look as impressive as it did. Notice how that, you've lost those kind of that lavender shade, showing where the stronger, the more concentrated reflectivity was at. Okay. Again, the bigger the object, the bigger the return back to the radar site. And so that's how we can tell what's light rain from moderate rain to heavy rain to small hail to, larger hail. So that all jives. So Weather Service has pulled the hail size down. So that's great. So we've had a report of some dime-sized hail when this thing came through Long Branch about just a few minutes ago. So I'll take dimes over golf balls or baseballs. So that's a good trend. Again, these things have managed to kind of recycle themselves over the past hour and a half, 2 hours, ever how long we've been on here. So, this is not to say that the hail threat is over, but and the Weather Service has, extended this warning out now well to the south. The center, you guys are in the polygon officially. So we're 542 now. A lot of lightning in there too, obviously. We need all that to go away, Jackie says. Yeah, we do, Jackie. Yeah, a lot of cracked windshields and just a lot of mess in the path of this thing, especially when it was at its peak. I haven't seen anything reported that looks remotely tornadic in the last bit, so that's good. At least in our area. Now that changes as you go further to the west. Wowzer. So Waco area, they're really getting hammered right now. Let me step out here real quick and show you what's going on back to the west while we have a little bit of a break in the action. So you got a couple tornado warnings out there. There's west. We had the anniversary of the West fertilizer plant explosion. Was it last week? I think it was. Or a week before last. I've lost track on that, but I know it was recently. So there's west, north side of Waco. That's a tornado warning there. So they're looking at a radar indication on that. But back up into Comanche County. So let's go a little further to the west. So Comanche County. They had it observed, mind you, this is not estimated. They had an observed 4-inch hailstone at 5:39 in DeLeon, which is here in central. It's the county seat of Comanche County. I think it's the county seat. It's in Comanche County. We'll just put it like that. So grapefruit-sized hail out there in DeLeon back at 5:39. So just when you thought the golf balls to baseballs were as bad as you might think, then you got grapefruits out there towards DeLeon. So, and that's, man, just monster hail. And all of these storms are severe. The environment is really ripe for it. Notice how they're staying generally south of DFW. We got that warm front, which is trying to muster itself a little further to the north. But, man, grapefruits. And then you got the tornado warning storms down there near Waco right now. Right there just on the west side of town. So if you got family in the Waco area, I hope they are, hope they're buttoned up. So here's Waco, there's Belmead. Whatever is there is going to be over here on this side of town, west side of town. So back in our area, let's see what these guys are doing. The hail looks a little bit more organized than it did a few minutes ago. This thing just will not die, will it? So right there along 999, straddling the, what is that, the Shelby and Panola County line. So, yeah, I bet we're every bit of inch and a quarter, $half along and south of 999, between 999 and 84. Caledonia, Timpson, northwest of Timpson, northeast of Caledonia. I bet you're every bit of quarters to $half, if not maybe even some golf balls in there, based on how this thing has trended so far today. We're at 548 on the nose. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings until 6:15, or a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:15 for southwestern Panola, southeastern Rusk, northeastern Knack, and western Shelby County. Up to $half sized hail possible in that, and every bit of it is going to be right here. So you guys in Timpson, it's past maybe just north of you, probably more towards Tenaha, I'm betting, just as far as the general motion goes. And there's probably some pretty decent wind there too. Notice how that's kind of pudging out a little bit. Kind of a parallel in the Shelby and Panola County line. Yeah, running some 63 to 64. I've seen up to 70 dBz in some of these back when this stuff was near Henderson and west of Henderson. So we're not as strong on the hail signature as it was, but still enough to do severe criteria and damage some things that are left out. Had hail covering the ground again last night in Jacksonville, a lot of quarters in there, and then hail covering the ground today in Henderson now. Again, Michael Searcy sent this along earlier from Henderson. Looks like a snowstorm came through there. Get the fog afterward, and then Ingrid Pena sent me some pictures from earlier. That is plenty of damage there going to be done. Just a few of those mixed in, much less, a significant concentration. But you guys in Henderson are A-OK now. Some moderate to heavy rainfall northwest of town now. Some showers continue back into southeastern Smith County. We got some light showers. Gilmer, nothing Wood County. Up towards I-30, it gets really scant. Again, the better juice is going to be south of the I-20 corridor, down into the southern and the deep east southern counties, and then really back south and southwest. That's really where the juice is going to be set up. So lightning in there, a lot of thunder, some flash flood potential in there, or at least some nuisance flooding in areas that are primed to experience that. I've seen that reported around Tyler earlier on. I've seen it reported from Rusk County. So if you're in an area that is prone to flooding with this kind of concentrated rain coming through, and with what we had earlier in the day, if you got rain last night or earlier today, that's where your problem areas are going to first begin to pop up, in those spots that are just typically prone to having that happen. But best hail potential now right there along 1970 north side of Timpson, northwest of town. But it seems like overall, things are trying to level out a little bit. That's not to say we won't see things continue to or begin to ramp back up again at some point. But the general trend has not been for this stuff to get too out of control like it did earlier, which is obviously really encouraging. So if I see something that looks more pronounced or disconcerting, I'll be coming back in and talking this evening. Obviously for tornadic stuff, but for storms that are capable of doing some significant things when it comes to straight line winds or significant hail, we'll come back in and talk about that. If you have, again, any pictures that you would like to toss my way, I would appreciate you doing that, and I can then take those and we can post those up on the social media platforms, and or end up doing doing some live stuff if we need to, but we can get word out on those, and obviously we'll be glad to credit you with that. Want to do that? That's part of the fun, is being able to show off some of your hard work from being out and taking those pictures. Don't do that if you have to take some kind of risk in taking the pictures. Just wait. Just be smart about it, obviously, and we don't want anybody putting themselves in harm's way to snap a shot. But if you do happen to grab an opportunity to do something like that, that's obviously greatly appreciated. If you have other social media friends who you think might enjoy what we're doing here, I would appreciate you passing this page along to them, and hopefully we can expand the cause here and help some folks out. Enjoy being a part of things with the folks who are already here, and love to expand that and be able to do more as we can. But I'll step away here for a bit. I'm going to grab a little bite of supper, and we'll be back in throughout the evening as we need to, and be posting. I'm going to get some pictures posted up here in a little bit of some of the stuff that we have seen earlier on, so that more folks who maybe weren't watching live can see that. You guys enjoy your evening. I have a feeling we'll be posting stuff throughout the evening, maybe talking later on this evening as well, but y'all enjoy the rest of the day regardless. And we will be back with weather updates, obviously, tomorrow morning between 7 and 7:30 with our 7-day forecast there. Thanks to my friends at Rose City Roofing for helping to sponsor what we do here and give us that boost to help us spread the word. Appreciate them for their support. And obviously, if you have anything that you need done roofing-wise, I know a lot of folks do, would appreciate you giving those folks a shout. Let them try to earn your business. I found them to be really good and honest folks. All right, we'll talk more here this evening. You guys take care and be safe during these storms this evening. All right?
Thanks for watching this live broadcast from Doc Deason's Weather. When weather's at its worst, we're at our best. Doc Deason's Weather, the calm in the storm.